Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Mini Samuel 7435 channel. Today's video is a yapping video. I know I haven't done this in a little bit, but I just wanted to come on here and yap for a little bit. I'm working on a different video, but right now I just want to yap about something. So, where do I begin? The other day, I was working at my retail job, just standing around waiting for people needing assistance. I was talking to one of my coworkers about just random stuff. Then, when all of a sudden a customer appeared, just out of nowhere. My coworker asked him, "Hey, how's it going?" And the guy mumbled and eventually said, "What do you want?" My coworker then goes on to explain to him that he was just only asking how his day was, and he was just trying to greet him. And the guy mumbles some more and then threatens him with saying something like back off or F off. This got my coworker really mad. And he even had to walk away from the situation or he was going to fight him. This situation got me wondering about why people act like this and why does this only happen in retail jobs? Or why does it happen like customer service jobs? I've worked my fair share of time in retail. Having worked at a supermarket for about 3 to 4 years now, I've met really nice people who are awesome to talk to, and I've encountered pretty nasty people that gave me attitude for no apparent reason whatsoever. I have many stories to tell for both sides, but I want to first start at the very beginning, the interviewing process. Now, it's pretty different from when I started as to now, because when I started, it was right after COVID. So the way I got interviewed was by submitting the application, then downloading an app and having to record myself answer these basic questions. You know, every interview processor asks you if you do it in person or online. And then I had to submit the video and wait for that call back. And I eventually got that call back because I knew someone who worked for the company. She was a hiring manager. God bless her. And she really helped me get my first job. And luckily, she put me in a really great supermarket with great people. But I feel like nowadays, it's more like trying to make the NBA. Like the interviewing process is more like trying to make the NBA. It's like trying to make the NBA. It's more step 1, you have to apply. Then step 2, then you have to wait for a call back. Step 3, you'll probably have to call in because you don't hear from anyone or anything at this point. And then we barely even hire anybody. We're so focused on cutting costs at our company, in our store specifically, that we don't have the money to hire anyone. So that's why I'm saying it's like trying to make the NBA. It's almost near impossible. Going back to my NBA reference, only about 1 in 3,300 only make the NBA. That's pretty much what it's like getting a job nowadays. And it's weird. I feel like it's weird now. And I don't know, the whole interviewing process is just strange. First off, you're interviewing for a job that means absolutely nothing. These hiring managers, or just managers in general, ask you these basic questions because corporate told them, that they need to ask these questions. And when you answer them, you can only give basic, simple answers that they want to hear. And when you're answering these, you're only starting out at like $13 an hour. $13 an hour is nothing in today's society. I'm blessed enough to make closer to 18, but $13 starting out is terrible. I believe that's 30,000 or less. I think it's way less than 30,000. And that's full time. You have to be full time to make barely even 30,000 a year. So, if someone does get a reply and they go on to have an interview with whatever department they so choose to work in, then the interview and stuff like that, then you'll probably get ghosted again. Like always, you'll get ghosted. But if you proceed to move on, which I fortunately did, you get put into the job. Now, retail jobs aren't difficult by no means. I mean, they are, what do they call it? Start out, or what they, some that start out like jobs, like they are a first job. They are like a minimum wage, like low of the low of jobs. They're not anything special. So you get thrown out. You start one day, you come in, you're kind of excited. Then you have to learn. And that's like, really embarrassed. Sometimes you're embarrassed because you don't know what you're doing. There's 20,000 different buttons for some reason. I know our machines, there's 20,000 different buttons. I don't know why. It's pretty dumb because half of those we don't even use. Some of them we barely use, and there's some that we use a lot. But I'm talking about the front end, by the way. But so you learn all that, bing, bang, bong, bam. So after your first day, you might be exhausted, you might be tired, but you're still kind of excited because you got the job and everything. So you come back the next day, and everything's fine. You work like maybe a 4-hour shift, easy 4-hour shift. You're just cashiering. So let's bump the time up. Let's go a couple weeks, couple months down the line. You're still working. Then 1 week, one specific week, just any 1 week, you're having 20, maybe 30 hours. Maybe you're 15 hours, Maybe you just wanted 10. Then all of a sudden, bam, 4 hours. For the entire week. For the entire flippin' week. Whoa. That is insane. That is insane. I mean, it's a big, giant corporation. And you're like, hey, where's my hours? I rely on this money. Well, you ask your manager. You're cool with your manager. And you go ask. And you say, hey, I need hours. What happened? And she or he tells you, oh, we had to cut them. It's like a dagger stabbed right through your heart. And you're like, well, crap, what am I going to do? I got bills to pay. I got maybe debt. I got electricity that I need to pay for to keep it on. I got a rent. I got gas I need to pay for. I need food. But I can't get some of that. So, you're mad. You're pissed off, if you want to say. Which leads me to number 3, the customers. That saying that the customer's always right. Yeah, that's not always true. Sometimes they are, okay? Not going to deny it. Most of the time, they're wrong. If you work in customer service, you would know what I'm talking about. Some of the customers are nasty. Nasty. I'll tell a couple stories. Well, the one I told in the beginning, that guy was just for no reason just mad, and just not even mad, like he was just trying to prove something. And everyone in the store are whoever's at the front told him, I even told him, like, he was having trouble at the self-checkout. I'm like, hey, you're good to go, bro. Like, I don't care if you pay for it, just go. I don't care if you're in here. I kind of want you gone. And the guy would not leave. And he's like, oh, you're going to call the police. I'm like, no, I'm not going to call the police. Why would I call the police? I want you out of the store. What's going to get you out of the store? Just take the product. That's what you came in here for. So he wouldn't leave and came. I was on cashier. Came through my line, checked him out. Have a good night. Said something. And I'm like, you're funny. He was just so mad. I don't know why. Second story. This was early in my years. Like first or second year working. I had a customer. I was cashier. I had a customer come through. And we have these reusable bags like any store would have. And the guy asked, hey, can you make sure there's 10 reusable bags? So I count. I'm like, hey, there's 11 in here. And he's like, well, that can't be right. And goes ahead and counts it. And there was 11. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why did you ask me to count this when you were just going to recount it again? It doesn't make any sense. So then he eventually was like, oh, I'll just buy it. And I'm like, why did you even ask me to count it? It made no sense. And it was just kind of like, all right. Third and final story. I had this customer. No, I'm sorry. I was watching. This was last summer. I was watching. We have a self-checkout area. I was watching it. And I was on my first ever 40-hour week. So it was like Monday through Friday. And Thursday, it was like Thursday, about hour, 30 minutes before I left. I had this customer come through. She paid for everything. And she put it all in a paper bag. A brown paper bag. Mind you, and if you go grocery shopping and you ever use paper bags, they are horrendous. They are gosh darn awful. No good. They don't hold anything. And they break so easily. And ours didn't even have handles on it. So you had to hold it from the bottom. So she has items. She has this bag. She has a brown paper bag. Brown paper bag's about, I don't know, maybe not even a foot, but like a little bit less than, not a foot. Maybe like 6 to 8 inches tall. She fills everything to the brim with that bag. And she has to hold it by the bottom of the bag. Because if she tries to hold it by the top, it's going to break. And it's going to bust down the bottom of the bag. So, she has a small cart. And she has a small cart. So she has the bag in one hand and the cart in the other. She pushes the cart just in the middle of this small self-checkout area. Just right in the middle. And I'm like, hey, can you take that cart back? It's on the way. In my mind, I'm like, hey, it's on the way out. We don't need it up here. Maybe she could use it. She could just put the bag in there. And then once she gets over there, she just takes the bag and places puts the cart over there. With the snarliest grin or smile, not grin, but like snarliest expression, she's like, isn't that your job? Is that my job? No, it's actually not. See, I'm like a coordinator pretty much. I coordinate the front end. I'm not like a manager, which is a step above us. I pretty much coordinate. I have to look over the cashiers and the self-checkouts. So I was livid. I was so mad. And I had to walk away because I was going to say something. And that got me fired up. It made no sense to me why the carts, where you pick up a cart, is the way to enter the building and exit the building. And you have to put your carts there. Or you pick your carts up there, and that's where you place our carts. There's no other exit. There's no other entrance. And that's the only place. I was so mad that she couldn't take her cart back and place it in the lobby. And they have the audacity to say, "Isn't that your job?" Well, no, it's not. First and foremost, I am watching to make sure nobody steals anything. Then, that's not my job title. But, with all this in mind, there is some really nice customers and some really nice people out there. I've had many great customers they're funny, they come in and no matter what's going on, they make great conversation with us, and they're just super nice to be around because they know the system, they know what's going on, they're not afraid to ask for help in a respectful manner, and they're super kind and respectful. I've had this one lady give me her daughter's, it might sound weird. Her daughter, who is older than me, way older, I'm not talking about that, she owns a center. I don't want to say what, but a center for my field that I want to go in and pursue. So she gave me the information about the business, and she was super, super kind and even told my manager how helpful I was. Those kinds of people make our day and just make our job a little bit easier. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoy more of this content, or if you want to see more out of my channel, please subscribe, like, and if you want to be notified, please hit that notification bell. I do many things on this channel, like playing games, playing whatever I feel like. And hopefully we can take the time to enjoy the privilege of gaming. Thank you guys so much. Stay safe, stay blessed. And if you always need help, ask a trusted individual. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!